guys, this is Sil from the Book Buyers. I'm back with a brand new video. I'm finally back. I think I always said that, but because I take so much on doing videos, so I just sometimes disappear for a few weeks, for a month. But I promise you that I will always come back to make new videos. I wanted to do this video because I love this trope and I haven't done a trope-ish video for a while now. Yeah, this is a new trope-ish recommendation video where I will be talking about Hades and Persephone retellings, or Hades and Persephone vibes in a romance book. And I know some of you, most of you all, love this trope just as much as I do, so I'm happy to recommend you some books. I have read them all, so I can highly recommend them to you and I can talk about them more profoundly, and you can trust me on them, okay? So let's just talk about books. One thing I love about the Hades and Persephone retelling romances is the way they are written. I mean, yeah, we can acknowledge that Hades and Persephone retelling is sort of, the original is sort of problematic because of the kidnapping of Persephone and Hades taking her to the underworld. But what I like about this, I think my camera is falling. What I like about this romances, this modern adaptations or whatever, modern take, is that they just completely make them their own. So you will see a lot of different situations, different scenarios. They're all very good. I highly, as I said before, I highly recommend them. And I just love a good Hades and Persephone. Most of the time it's a grumpy sunshine dynamic too. Maybe Hades is so tall and Persephone is very small, so we have that also high difference in the relationship dynamic. And I love that they are both equals. Not, I guess, yeah, at the beginning Hades is a king, or he has his people and he is very powerful. But you know that by the end or throughout the novel, you'll see that they become equals, and Hades just wants to rule his little kingdom or whatever, because some of them don't have kingdoms, maybe they have districts in this modern take, so it changes in books. Either way, I love that they have a partnership and they can lean into each other, and that now Hades has someone to look if he needs help, because yeah, in most of the stories Hades is a very lonely being, and he has one or two friends, but he doesn't trust many. And when Persephone comes walking through the door and light up his world, it completely changes his dynamic. It gives a 180-degree turn, and we love to see that. We love to see a tiny sunshine girl just completely upsetting someone's world. Yeah. That's a few things that I love about this trope, and most of the recommendations have those. So you're going to adore them. I will guess that some of you have read them, some have read them, but if you have not, please remedy this quickly. You won't regret reading this. So I've been talking and I haven't recommended any books, so let's start, okay? My first book that I will recommend is one that is coming out very soon. I think it's coming out in June, next month. And it's Neon Gods by Katee Robert. I've been talking about this book so much. I mention it for many times in my last videos because it's so good. I love this new series by Katee Roberts. She's doing a completely Olympus, a retelling series, romance series, and the first one is Hades and Persephone, and it introduces this new family, these new characters that are yeah, they're different from the originals, and I got the feeling of like a sort of mafia vibes because they rule their own districts, and yes, like messy stuff is happening in this world, okay? It's not fantasy, it's contemporary, there's not anything magical or anything, and yes, so the thing is, if I remember correctly, because I haven't checked out the synopsis in a while, so I think Persephone, like her mother, Dimitri, how you can pronounce her name? Demeter? Well, either way. She like arranges Persephone to marry Zeus and become the new Hera. And Persephone just doesn't want that and runs off to Hades' dominion. And Hades like kind of saves her, yeah. And he like takes care of her and brings her back to his place, which is like this huge house, and no one enters each other's district, so no one, like, I think Zeus knows that she's there, but he can do anything. So in the meantime, Persephone is safe with Hades. But then obviously they have this really good attraction, and they realize that they can have this relationship. And I love a good Katee Roberts book. She just completely messes up your mind. If you have enjoyed any Katee Roberts book, you're gonna enjoy this one. I think she does have more erotic books in her backlist, and this one is like the perfect book to start with if you haven't like taken that step towards erotic. Like, yeah, it's really steamy. There's like voyeuristic stuff and public sex scenes and everything, but there are more intense books in her backlist. So if you want to start reading Katee Roberts, this is like the perfect book to do it. It has every single thing you want, and it's so super sexy, super swoony. There's a lot of consent, and yes, Hades and Persephone have this relationship of sir and a good girl. You know, I tweeted this a few days ago because I just love that dynamic, a good girl and yes sir dynamic. So yeah, this one has it. I love the characters, like, and you see the ones that are going to be in the next book, and this is exciting. This series is powerful. Okay, so the next one is one of my favorites now, and it's probably one of my favorites of this year. It's Drag Me Up by R.M. Virtus, and this is such a wonderful book. It's also erotic romance, and Hades is this very darkish, scary sort of legend, okay? He sort of takes care of every problem Zeus has, so he like fixes it quickly, and he does everything like to maintain the Zeus perfect image, right? But he's like done with it, but he still continues to do it. Then also appears Persephone, his life, and completely changes everything, right? And Persephone is this a great aerial performer. They meet and fall in love. It's so sexy, it's romantic as heck, and I love it. Like, there's a threesome scene, and yes, this is so good. We have it's a black romance. Both of Hades and Persephone are black, and Hades is demisexual and Persephone is trans. If you love everything I've been saying, you just pick it up. It's amazing. And RM is doing also a complete series. Like, I think he said he's doing like 6 or 7 books or something. And we are going to see so many Greek mythology characters. Like, the next one is Aphrodite and Hephaestus. and I'm so ready because we don't see that couple a lot in Greek retelling, like romance retellings in a modern take. So I'm very excited, and you meet every single person. Well, not every single person, but the ones that are coming next in this first new book. And yes, you better be like reading this. You better be on Amazon or any retailer or your library of choice right now choosing this book, because it's going to make your day. If you read it right now, it will make your day. So, okay, we've talked about two. Let's talk about A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah MacLean. It doesn't use Hades and Persephone's name, okay? This has their vibe. And it sort of has their story to incorporate it in the book story. So, I don't remember a lot about this book. I should read the synopsis and tell you all. But we have, I think they're childhood friends. I'm not gonna tell you synopsis. Like, I remember they were childhood friends and they like wrote to each other in those letters, and then they stopped. Like, he stops writing to her, and she is so sad. Like, they were doing it in their teenage years, and then he stops, and she is such a lonely creature. Like, I think her family just is awful and just wanted that closeness with someone, and then that someone just completely disappeared on her, so she is very lonely. Then, okay, fast forward to the present day and what the story will be about. I think the hero, wants the land she is inheriting, because I don't know if he is an heiress or something, but she has a land and he wants it. So he creates this plan to marry her, and they are found in this compromising position, or not compromising position, but I think it was dark, and she has been with him all day, so they get found out, and people like think the worst because it's a historical romance, and they have to get a marriage of convenience now. He is like the owner of this casino too, or he is the owner of this underworldish side of London. So yeah, I love how, I think her name was Penelope, of the protagonist. Well, the heroine just completely accepts this, and she wants to be part of his world, and she is basically a queen in the underworld now throughout the book. So it's wonderful to see the transition to one place to another. This book is really, really good. I love a lonely heroine. Okay, so that one, you all have to read it. It's so good. It's the first in a series, so you can like read the next ones immediately if you are into the story. I have to mention this webtoon. You all know it. You probably all read it, but I have to mention it because it's not possible for me not to include it in a Hades and Persephone romance rex. So yeah, it's Lore Olympus. It's on webtoon. If you want to read it on your desktop, or if you want to read it on your phone, it also has an app. So it's Lore Olympus. It's super popular. It's amazing. It's popular because it's amazing. And yes, it's the Hades and Persephone retelling, and it's wonderful. Like, they are super pretty. I love everything about this, and it's just that, like, it's a very slow burn romance too. Like, it takes like 100 chapters for them to kiss, I guess. But it's so soft. Like, I love a soft Hades. Soft for his queen of the underworld. It's just, and he's so tall and she's tiny, but I love, and he has 7 dogs, 7 different dogs, and he has a Pomeranian, so it's super cute. Like, everything about this comic is incredible, and this webtoon is getting a publication in a physical format. So you are going to see this hardcover webtoon in stores near you very, very soon. I think it's coming out in October or September. in the fall. So I'm gonna get that, even though I have reread this like 1,000 times on the app, but I don't care. I want to like actually have Hades and Persephone in my hands. Okay, then there's this one little novella you need to read. It's Hot as Hades by Aliya Rai. This one I read it a few years ago, and I remember loving this. It's super sexy. Like it's more sex than plot, but I love those books. I'm not saying those are wrong. I love a horny book. Less plot, more sex, more horniness. I just love those kinds of books, and if you're into that, pick up this one. It's super amazing, and I just completely adore it. I don't remember if it has Marriage of Convenience, but some sort of like that. And it recently got republished. It was out of print for so many years, and Alisha finally republished it again this year, so it has a new cover, and I guess, I don't know if it has new content or not. I think it doesn't, but she might have edited some stuff, so you need to get it. It's just super wonderful. You need to get everything in this list, but if you want a quick read, this one is perfect for you. And my last book recommendation, it's a YA novel, and it's a YA fantasy novel, and I just adored this book. It was super good. It's called The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi, and oh my god, I love Roshani's writing. It's so luscious, it's super pretty, it's so elegant, it's very, like, it gives me so many emotions, and I adore it. And this one is, I think this is her debut novel, and it was a wonderful debut, and it's about this girl. I don't know if she's a princess, but she needs to marry this, I think he's the king of the dead or something, and they get a marriage of convenience, and she now lives with him in the dead world, in the world of the dead, in the underworld. And yeah, he's very mysterious and he has a lot of secrets, but she's there to just completely take down those walls, because we love to see a softy side in a crunchy exterior, you know. And I'm sure I'm like messing up the synopsis. I don't remember a lot of it, but the basis is that, right? Super pretty. I highly recommend it. I love the romance. I think it just, I don't even remember if it's a teenage like age characters. I think they're like 18 or 19 already. And yes, you all better read it, and also read the sequel. It doesn't continue. It's a, I love those books because they're standalones in their own book, but they have like a companion novel, and it's a duology, and the second book is just as good as the first book. And I just love those two books, and anything by Roshani is a must in your list. So yeah, those are my picks for Hades and Persephone romances. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you all are writing them down or taking them out of the library or buying them one click in right now, because you won't regret one single thing. You will have the time of your lives reading those books, and if you get to read them, please tell me, like DM me or tweet at me when you finish them or you're reading them. I'll be excited with you because I've read them all, so I'm excited for you. Ouch, I keep hurting myself. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you the next time, hopefully. Bye, I love you.